Ben here from Gravel Throat Reviews. We're doing an album review today of the album Orion by Matt Embree. Matt Embree is an American singer, guitarist, and producer who's best known as the frontman of RX Bandits, but also for his guitar and vocal work with The Sound of Animals Fighting and as a touring member of the band Dispatch, and for his contributions to various other projects like Secret Society, Coke vs. Bills, and with the amazing project Pyramids, which I just recently discovered. But they have a discography that goes back to the early 2000s. Side note, check out the new single from Pyramids titled Fool's Gold. It's an amazing piece that combines elements of indie rock, black metal, and a splash of reggaeton, which is a very unlikely combination, but that is the magic. We're talking more about Pyramids when the new album comes out. But this album we're talking about today is a brand new solo album from Matt Embree. It's called Orion, and it was released on March 7th. This album has elements of neo-soul, R&B, trip-hop, and electronica, which for me is a nice blend when I'm looking for something to relax my mind, or like I do dishes or do chores, something like that. It's great for keeping the attention on something for me. But let's dig into this album, Orion. So song one is called New Noun. And this is essentially just an intro, although it could stand on its own because of the infectious refrain and the layers of snaps and claps. The huge wall of synth bass builds like a palpable tension. The background vocals are heavenly. The vocal processing is really great on this track. It doesn't sound like a pitch correction like auto-tune, but more like just an enhancement. This vocal processing also pops up on the last song too, and it's quite heavenly. But the second song is called Hold Up, and it is a beautiful modern pop neo-soul track with some stuttering snares. Matt's vocals are lush and smooth. He talks about not being ready for whatever steps are next in life. He seems to be explaining to a loved one that they may not understand, but he needs more time before making permanent choices for the future. The vocal processing vocoder vocals are a really nice touch as well. Track number 3 is Blue Light Glow. This song starts with some morning birds chirping and some airy synth keys. There is a really modern, almost emo trap vibe on the beginning. The refrain, nothing feels right when you don't effing sleep, repeats over in these dreary chords that sweep through the mix. Matt talks about descending into a deep blue void, and he gives a hopeful message that you should feel proud of yourself on your way out of this world. I love the synths that keep panning back and forth. The bridge has some harsher sounding bass over a nice whispery vocal passage. He talks about how important it is to not be too hard on yourself in life. Yeah, I love this song. I love that message as well. Very important. Song 4 is Side Eye, and it features Unknown Craftsman. There is some amazing bass on this track. The bass tone is round and chubby. It sounds like the top end may be filtered out to make room for other instrumentation, but regardless, the bass is lush and groovy. I love that track. That is number 4, Side Eye. And number 5 is Summer House Savior. This is a heavenly little cut with some really cool production. There are a lot of layers. There are some fluttery synths, some rubbery bass, and some cool vocal harmonies on the back end. I'm not crazy about some of the vocal inflections on this track, but I give them a pass in the name of experimentation. You can't please all the people all the time, obviously. But skipping ahead to track number 7, we have the song Mycelium. This track starts with a heavenly whispered vocal by Matt that feels soothing and slightly dark and foggy. The wooden stick snares set the scene with a serene lo-fi imagery. The delicate piano sounds vintage and meditative. The distant impact snares are a great transition from verse section to chorus. The chorus is so damn catchy. This is definitely the most like seductive song on the album. The chorus is so damn catchy. It goes, "We good looking, but we way too vulnerable." Yeah, it just sticks in my head for days. I keep coming back to this song like over and over. I just love the vibe. All the little details and ear candy are perfect. Matt has this way of creating a certain type of instrumental crescendo at the back of all these songs that kind of just flex his creativity and provide a bridge-like dynamic. But yeah, the moment I heard this song, Mycelium, I put it directly onto my playlist. I think it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous song. Probably my favorite on the album. but that's not to say there's not other great songs on this album as well. There definitely is. The final track, Praying in the Dark, is just kind of like a slice of heaven before you drift off into the night. Matt's vocals are highly processed in this way that makes them quiver and glow. He repeats, "I want out," with this growing intensity, and the pianos build, and you're kind of left with this epic gospel sounding passage that lifts you up and gives you comfort, like sitting on a warm couch, like curled up next to a loved one. Yeah, I love this outro. This is like a perfect send off, even if it fades out slowly into the distance and it comes to a close. But yeah, I mean, in conclusion, this is a great album. There are some really solid songwriting and some killer production. There are some vintage 90s feels, as well as some kind of modern neo soul elements that feel soothing and nostalgic. I'm very happy I came across this album. Big shout out to Matt Embree. I just discovered some of his other projects in his circle of influence, and I'll be talking about them soon. But yeah, all in all, I want to give this album an 8 out of 10. I think there's some fantastic songs, especially in the beginning and the end. There is some stuff in the middle that I don't particularly care for, but you might love it. So definitely check it out. Massive shout out to Matt Embree. Check him out on all platforms. Give him a follow on Instagram and elsewhere. But yeah, thank you guys so much for checking out this album, or this review rather. The album is called Orion by Matt Embree. Massive shout out. Thank you so much for your time today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.